Folks, all the characters in 2XKO play very differently, and they all have very unique things that they bring to the table. But since I've been playing this game, there's one character who has really stood out to me in terms of being fun to play, easy to play, and very powerful, and that character is Illaoi. So today, in partnership with Riot Games, I'm going to help you choose your main, and I'm going to tell you why I personally think Illaoi is a great choice for people of all skill levels playing 2XKO. We're going to go through her strengths, weaknesses, we're going to cover her combos, recommended fuses and partners, and then at the end we'll hop online and show you guys what she looks like in action. But for now, let's talk about what are the real strengths that Illaoi brings to the table. Okay, first off, I would say Illaoi is a very high damage character, and you do not need to have really strong execution to do big damage with Illaoi. Just fairly straightforward bread and butter combos, as you can see, will do very high damage. Next, I would say she has very, very strong footsies. So like her pokes, her moves that she can use for controlling space, her down M is an extremely strong poke. Her 5M as well has quite good range. She has down S2, which you can hold down to track to the opponent. This is great for catching people anywhere on screen. Forward S1 as well has very long range. So she can control a lot of space with her long range normals, and then off of any hit she can end up dealing very high damage. Next up, I would say her assists are very strong. So her back plus assist is a essentially full screen move. As you can see, it almost reaches all the way to the edge, so this is great for hitting the opponent from far away and chasing after it. And then her other assist will actually spawn a tentacle, which is very powerful. When you have a tentacle on screen, landing a throw or certain other attacks will trigger a tentacle attack, so you can combo off it. So the ability to spawn tentacles as an assist is very powerful, and something that you'll be glad to have on your side. And finally, another one of her huge strengths that I think really sets her apart from the rest of the cast is her Super 2. I think her Super 2 is one of the better level 1 supers in the game. It does a lot of interesting things. First of all, it does a large amount of chip damage, especially if you can get some extra tentacles on screen. Yeah, you can really pressure away the opponent's life on block. So if you're getting someone kind of low and you activate this super, it is going to be very, very hard for them to survive with all of the threat of chip damage. This super is also great if you are able to tag in to another character like this. With Blitzcrank, you can hide mix-ups behind all these tentacles, and it's going to be very hard for the opponent to escape. If they try mashing, they might just take a random tentacle attack, and then you can combo them. And the other thing is, this super is very powerful with the double down fuse, so you can do stuff like safely bring Illaoi in by using double down with this super, and you'll get a very strong offensive situation with the tentacles. And you can use this super to do some really insane combos. If you get the precise timing down of when the tentacles are programmed to attack, yeah, you can do absolutely ridiculous stuff utilizing all these tentacles. So yeah, I think that this super is very, very strong. They already nerfed it once by reducing the chip damage it does on block. I maybe wouldn't be surprised if they nerf it again, but then again, maybe she does need it. But yeah, this super is really, really powerful once you get good at utilizing the timing of the tentacles. But okay, let's talk some about her weaknesses. So I think the most obvious one is she is just kind of on the slow side. So yeah, she's a very large character. So naturally, you know, compared to someone like Ari who can like cover the screen in like a second, yeah, Illaoi is a little bit clunky in terms of movement, and her fastest attacks are 8 frames. Some characters have 6-frame attacks, which is very, very fast. So they are going to be able to kind of steal the initiative in situations where Illaoi can't, because she only has 8-frame moves. And because of her slowness and kind of clunkiness, I would say she is somewhat vulnerable to getting zoned out by projectiles. This is something that can be kind of hard for her to deal with, because she does kind of struggle to close the gap. And yes, she does have her down S2, where you can try to punish or at least trade with these projectiles. But characters like Jinx, who like to jump back and throw projectiles, you know, it can be really hard to utilize her down S2 against them because they're just going to be airborne and it won't work unless they're on the ground. So yes, I would say in some matchups it can definitely be a little bit hard for her to get in and get a hit. She's also lacking a bit in aerial control, so like whenever she jumps in the air, she feels very easy to anti-air. Nothing she has can really like stop you from hitting her when she goes into the air. She does have jump S2, which sometimes you get lucky and it'll hit them on the back, but a lot of times, yeah, they can just 2H you out of the air, crouching H, if you will. Of course, if we compare this to characters like Ari, who has an air dash, or Echo, who has an air hop, Yasuo, who can slash his way across the air and be very unpredictable when combined with assists, and even Blitzcrank, who has his jump S2, he can be a little bit unpredictable with this by holding down the button, and he can also do it very low to the ground, which makes him harder to anti-air. She can feel a little bit like a sitting duck in the air, so a lot of times it is going to be better to just be patient, try to close the gap on the ground, and utilize her very strong ground moves to try to win in neutral. Okay, so we've covered her strengths and weaknesses. Let's go through a few bread and butter combos. This is going to be the absolute simplest one if you're starting out at the game. This one will be pretty easy. You can just end with the jump S2 into her super 1. And here's a tip about her super 1, is that if you hold down the buttons when you do her super 1, it will teleport the tentacle to the opponent. So I would recommend pretty much always doing that, because now, you know, the tentacle is going to be in a good spot where you can combo off it like that if the opponent rolls out of the corner. Next up will be more of an intermediate bread and butter combo. This is the one that I use pretty much any time I get a hit, and it looks like this. And again, you can end it with her super 1. Remember to hold the button to teleport the tentacle, and yeah, that is like her middle difficulty combo, 577 damage with the super. And then here will be an expert difficulty Illaoi combo. This one, the timing is very, very hard, but it will take you all the way from corner to corner. So if you are good enough to do this one, it is very rewarding. And it looks like this. There we go. So we did 577 on the last one, and this one does 608, so a little bit more damage, and like I said, it will take you all the way from corner to corner. This part right here is what makes it really hard, is this little dash. If you are struggling with the dash into 2M, I don't blame you. It is very hard timing. And then for the second part here, you just have to really delay that last air heavy. But there you go. There is her high difficulty Illaoi B&B. And also don't forget that any Illaoi combo that you do, especially if you end up in the corner, any Illaoi combo that you do, you can end with jump S2 into her super 2. If the opponent is not going to die to a super 1 afterwards, you can end it like this, and then you will just get a lot of damage with chip. So yeah, if super 1 isn't going to kill at the end of a combo, I definitely recommend going into her super 2. Okay, so let's talk about recommended fuses. So obviously I've endorsed double down here. I think double down is generally one of the easiest supers to use, and especially with Illaoi, since she does have this install super, you can do a lot of unique things with double down. You can also do some really nasty combos with double down. So like here, we'll do the same middle difficulty B&B, but if we end it by tagging during her super, which you can only do during double down, you can set up lots of mix-ups and general just nastiness, and you'll have a tentacle on the screen. So if you land a grab, yeah, you can combo off it with the tentacle. So I do think double down is very strong for her. Another one I feel is very, very strong is going to be 2x assist. Because she does have 2 really good assists, you can use this very well. You can do stuff like this to create mix-ups. You know, depending on the timing that you call the assists in, you know, you can do all kinds of like really ridiculous mix-ups with 2x assists. So that one I think is really good, and it's worth noting that her neutral assist spawns a tentacle, and then her back assist triggers a tentacle attack. So yeah, being able to do both of those at once is definitely a powerful effect. So 2 times assist is also really, really good with her. I would probably not recommend freestyle, so the double tagging assist. Usually this assist is going to be best with characters who can easily set up sandwiches. So like if you call an assist, go to the other side, you know, then you have them sandwiched, you can do some very nasty mix-ups. But Illaoi is just not really that good at setting this up compared to a character like Yasuo or Echo. Again, she doesn't have the ways of like kind of moving forward in the air, so she does kind of have a hard time getting to the other side of the opponent. I know there's definitely some potential, like there's definitely some good stuff you can do with freestyle with her, but to me it doesn't really outweigh the downsides of having the extended assist recovery that comes with freestyle, and yeah, the other two just seem a little bit better to me. Juggernaut Fuse can definitely be interesting. Like, you do have the ability to do level 1 into level 1, so with Illaoi, that can be really good. You see, you get the corner like this and just immediately set up the tentacles. Yeah, you can do a lot of damage that way. And yeah, with Fury in Juggernaut, obviously, she can just do insane damage. Every character in Juggernaut plus Fury really easily does like massive damage. So that's a nice thing to have, but I do feel like overall she does rely a bit on assists, especially when you factor in that one of the main strengths of her Super 2 is tagging in another character during it, and applying mix-ups with throws and stuff like that. Yeah, losing access to that I think is a little bit rough, and in Juggernaut in particular, less so in Sidekick, but in Juggernaut it is going to be harder for her to win neutral without an assist backing her up. So overall, I would recommend these if you just want the experience of learning just one character. Juggernaut is really good, but I think if you want to really be competitive and get to the high ranks, I think one of the fuses that lets you play as 2 characters is just going to be a little more optimal. Okay, but who should you choose as Illaoi's partner? So Blitzcrank is one that I've mainly been playing with, mostly just because I like Blitzcrank, and I feel that he is a very strong supporting type character, because Blitzcrank has this grab assist, which is one of the more powerful assists in the game, I would say. And Blitzcrank assist can do some really unique stuff that no other assist can do, like standing up an opponent during the middle of a combo, which can definitely be useful for a character like Illaoi. Blitzcrank also has the benefit of being a grappler, so he likes to land throws, and he really likes the fact that Illaoi tentacles let him combo off of his throws. In case you were wondering, this does not work with Braum. His command throw, you do not get a combo off it with the tentacle, unfortunately. Obviously, if you have ice on your shield, you can pretty much always get a combo off his command throw. So the tentacle is not really relevant there. So yeah, I feel like these two don't quite pair as well as Blitz does, but both of these teams, I would say, overall can be a little bit difficult because, again, you know, these are characters that get zoned out. They don't really like fighting projectile characters, and now you're playing 2 very kind of slow and clunky characters if you're playing Illaoi Braum or Illaoi Blitz. So I think these teams can definitely work, but it might just be a little bit hard in matchups where they're keeping you away. Another character that can be really interesting to pair with Illaoi is Darius. So Darius can apply bleed with his S2, S2. So you can do something like this and bring in Illaoi with her Super 2, and bleed makes you take extra damage on chip. So yeah, all of a sudden these tentacles are just doing insane damage on chip with the bleed buff active. So yeah, it's kind of all or nothing, but this team setup is really fun to play as well. I think all of the rushdown mix-up type characters, so that would be Ahri, Echo, and Yasuo mainly. These guys are all really good with Illaoi, but I would recommend running Illaoi in the second slot. And I would especially recommend 2 times assist with these types of characters. So by running these fast mix-up style characters in the first slot, you are going to have an easier time getting hits than versus if you ran Illaoi in the first slot, since again, she is going to be a little bit slower. And with 2x assist in particular, you can do some really nasty mix-ups using Illaoi's assist, being able to activate it multiple times. So yeah, I think this pairing is really, really strong, and maybe the best way to run Illaoi, since a lot of these characters are so strong, like Yasuo and Echo. But overall, especially if you are a newer player or a less competitive player, I would say just experiment with multiple characters in the cast, find who you like best, and find a fuse that helps you kind of do the things that you want to do in the game. Because that's really what 2xKO is about, is like You know, if you have an idea of what you want to accomplish, if your idea is, I want to use her Super 2 and deal huge amounts of chip, or if your idea is, I want to use her assist and then go for throws and be able to combo off it thanks to the tentacle, there are a lot of different ways that you can approach team building in this game, so just find what works to you. These are just kind of my personal suggestions and things that I've enjoyed the most so far. So yeah, that is my basic overview here of Illaoi, but what do you say we hop online and we'll just play one set here maybe and try to put some of this into practice, and maybe you guys can learn something by watching the way that I approach matchups with this character. So let's try it out. All right, we are up against a Blitzcrank Yasuo duo, actually. You can see here at round start, I am looking for her down S2. We got grabbed by Blitzcrank though, not good. Hold on. Just wake up buttons are going to work here. I think we should get close to the corner with this combo, and I'm just going to do her Super 2. Now we have tentacles, and yeah, it is really hard for the opponent to do anything when there's all these tentacles on screen. They've run out now. Going to use Blitzcrank for some plus frames. He has to burst. Down heavy anti-air, and let's just do another Super 2. I mean, there's no way that we were going to kill there. So if you're not able to kill with a combo, Super 2 can be very strong. And again, you can see the tentacles from Super 2 are just crazy. Go for a big cross up there, and it connects. That's her jump down heavy, which I didn't mention in the video, but this move is very interesting because it only hits behind you. Unlike most cross-ups in the game, it can never hit on front. It can only hit behind. He whiffed a big rocket, so that is going to be a dead Blitzcrank. That's round one in the bag. I will try to show you guys a double down trick in this round if I can get a nice clean hit here. I'm just going to keep Illaoi in, and he tried to retreating guard and got clipped for it. I'm just going to do it again, but he got hit retreating guarding again. You really got to watch out retreating guarding against Illaoi. As you can see, because that tentacle hits low, it will beat retreating guard very cleanly. And yeah, he definitely has to burst that. Nice, okay. Rolling forward was kind of a mistake from me there. He could have punished, but wow, the fact that that anti-aired was really crazy. Again, people are just getting hit by a retreating guard all day. But here, we'll just call in the tentacles, and this time I am going to just kill him with the tentacles, I guess. I was going to say I'm going to tag in Blitz, but we didn't even get the opportunity. I went for the parry there. We might actually lose Illaoi here. Nice combo. Let's see it, brother. Oh, he didn't get the third one. Okay, nice. Okay, guys. Yasuo could be bringing this one back. Illaoi down. Okay, we blocked that out. And, yeah, Blitzcrank. Oh, almost got the save. Uh-oh. Guys, am I going to have the Fury to not die here? Jump the super, and that is like -1,000,000. We got the chip. Okay, a little bit of a sloppy round two there. Let's try again, and I'll try to show off a few other neat little things with Illaoi. Okay, so again, round start. The two main things I'm looking for are my down S2, like that. As you can see, it will also track assists. And then just playing footsies. Like, you can see right there, I'm just throwing out down mediums, and it is just such a good move. Like, you can see it hits low. It'll catch the opponent all day, and now we can do a double down trick here. And because we have the tentacle, we could combo off that if we needed to, but he was dead anyway. But yeah, that is that setup. Oh, okay, he got over me. I think I'm not going to burst this one. I'm just going to wake up, attack, and now we have a tentacle coming out as Illaoi comes in, which is really good. Burst is going to destroy those tentacles there, but he got hit again. I think he should be dead here. Doing a double down from Illaoi into Blitz is a little bit awkward. As you can see, you can't do the full Illaoi super, but we'll just do a grab as he gets up and get the kill that way. This team is really fun to play when you're not getting zoned out by Jinx rockets, I must say. And again, you can see her footsies are actually just crazy. So we're going to do the same setup as before, but this time I'm not going to grab. This time I'm going to jab. I thought maybe he would jump there. Good patience from him, but I'm looking for throw here. Oh, he didn't cancel? That's bad news, brother. Okay, Yasuo goes down. Now we just have a blitz to deal with, and I was waiting for a jump there. Now we can go into her Super 2, jump back again to bait, roll, and wake up attack at the same time. That was good. He actually used his jab to beat out the tentacles and destroy them, but he still got the hit anyway. I'm looking for throw here. Nice. But there's that fat cross up again. Jump down heavy. A lot of people don't expect that move. It doesn't look like she should be able to hit that far behind herself with it, but she can. So, yeah, hopefully that was a decent demonstration. I think, to me, the main thing that stood out there was just how good her down medium is. That move is simply ridiculous. And yeah, her footsies in general are just really good. Of course, we had all of the shenanigans as well with double down and blitzcrank. So yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed watching. Once again, thank you very much to Riot Games for partnering with me to make this video. And I recommend you guys try out Illaoi for yourself. She's a lot of fun. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye, everybody.